Okay, so uh, I'll be streaming this and recording this. Uh, just streaming it as a behind the scenes bit, but uh, I wanted to dedicate the first video to a introduction part and explain exactly what Morrowind is to me specifically, and the reason that I'm coming back to play it, and the reason I never finished it, and all of these things. Um, so, firstly, what Morrowind means to me, uh, I would say that it was one of the very first video games that I ever played. Um, I used to go to work with my mom, and she worked at a. Well, it doesn't really matter. But, anyways, one of the people who worked there had this game on their computer at work, because what they would do is run. They would do their job, and it would create lots of lulls in work where you're waiting on things to be finished. So they would play this game. And a few others. There was a first-person shooter game that I could never figure out what it was based on memory at later once I grew up. But all I remember about that game is it was first-person shooter. Obviously, this is like Counter-Strike almost, but not like Call of Duty and Counter-Strike mixed together. And if you shot a teammate, you would get thrown in jail. But it was like a real timer system, so you actually had to sit there for minutes, up to 30 minutes. I remember sitting there just watching the timer count down, watching people walk in front of my cell and shit like that. But if you shut the game off and open it back up, it was still, you're still in prison, that was really interesting. I really liked that, but couldn't remember that game for the life of me. But getting back to Morrowind itself, I am personally a huge fan of Morrowind, specifically because it was my introduction to the Elder Scrolls series, which I've since let completely overtake my life at some points. I've played Morrowind just a bit. I've probably played it about 15 times. Well, I've probably played it more like 32 times, never finishing it, of course. So I'm really good at the beginning part. I know all the little secret places to get to, but like literally once you leave Seadanine, that's pretty much it. I made it to Balmora a good number of times, and I just never really did much. I always ended up just stealing a bunch of shit from people and making some money, but nothing compared to late game money. So that is my background with Morrowind. I've played Oblivion through and through on the console, loved the game. It was amazing for me, but when comparing it analytically to Morrowind, it's lacking for sure. Morrowind is definitely the best in my opinion. But I actually did complete Oblivion, and it was one of those times where a game comes out, and for months and months and months, you're just consumed with it. Every time you open up your game, every time you turn on your console, turn on your PC, you boot that up. Like, you never pop the disc out. It's just there. And that was Oblivion for me. It was the easiest thing I could load into and just lose myself in it. I would never realize how much time I was losing. So that was definitely a really good game for me. Due to the fact that I've already played it before and things have moved on, I might end up doing a playthrough of Oblivion, but I would vaguely remember most everything, to a degree, of course. Because I did pretty much try and 100% that. I was finished with Dark Brotherhood, I finished with the storyline, I finished with the Wizards Guild, I think, college, I don't remember what they called it, but I finished a good number of stories. Thieves Guild, done with that. I finished a lot of stuff in that game. But Skyrim, I have not finished. I've played it for a good minute, but I only ever did that on console. I own it on PC as well, but I never put the time in to finish it or anything like that. And again, similar to that, with all Elder Scrolls games I've ever played, I'm really good at the beginning. Like, I know all the secrets, I know every little piece to check and how to get fucking 100 gold before you even leave the sewers and all this stuff. Like, that's a fake number. I don't know if that's real. But I do know a lot of the places where some of the best loot is, like with Morrowind with the platter in the beginning, and then there's an axe and a tree stump, and different things like that. So, but I've only ever played Morrowind in a bit of a casual capacity, only when I was younger. Now that I understand so much more about the game, I feel I should return to it and attempt to finish it for once for all, since I admire the game so much. So I mean, that's what Morrowind means to me. That's my history with it. And the reason I'm coming back to it now, I recently saw a YouTuber upload a 7.5 to 8 hour long video of breaking down Morrowind and why it does things, why it's good, why it's better, what was lacking, a complete analytical retrospective. And that kind of piqued my interest again, because it was a very well thought out video, very good display of knowledge, I would say, of the game itself. So, as you can see here in the data files, the last time I played this game was in 2017, and the time before that was probably 2015 or 13, or like, it's been a minute. So I don't know how it says I created this. Was that today? Yeah, I don't know how it says I created it today, but it was last modified years ago. But anyways, I'm sure that's a known bug or some shit. So I do have all of the DLCs, which I think is common nowadays. When you just download the game, you just get them. But I did buy them on disc. I have actually have the Elder Scrolls Anthology, which goes all the way back to Arena. So I have all the discs, maps, collector's editions, things. It's not leather, but it's like a pleather binder with all the discs in it coming up to Skyrim. And I did play ESO. I actually really liked ESO. I only bought it because they started with the Morrowind edition, so I bought that, and then I ended up putting way too much money, like a good, I probably put about $4,000 into that game, just buying shit. But anyways, yeah, I really enjoy the Elder Scrolls games, and I think that I'm willing to give this one another shot. So I've set my the resolution to the highest. I'm hoping that it will cooperate with me. Now, I know that magic is substantially better in this game than anything else. I'm also noticing that it's not capturing properly. Let me check this. How's this capturing? I'm gonna have to do game capture. think I'm gonna have to finagle the settings here. Pretty sure I put that on the max setting, but I don't know. Okay. That's weird. I mean, it definitely looks better on the stream, but it's pretty stretched for me. Regardless, I would like it to not. I want it to show up correctly. Let me see if I can figure out. I've never modded Morrowind, but I want to play this game, but the default resolution is unplayable. Oh, dope. Okay, hold on. Kind of looks like I'm gonna have to go into the code and change shit. Which kind of sucks. Can I just download these and they work? It would be nice if that was the case. Well, for the moment, I'm gonna get this working and then start up video 2.